froze when I spoke, but he eased when he saw my cigarette. Then I saw as he lit up my smoke, beneath his coat he was naked and wet. With eyes full of shame, for he knew that I knew, he slumped to the wall with a moan. I said, I know there's no name for what you go through, but how can you do it alone? Oh, yeah. I crossed the street to the local news store and flicked through some cheap magazines. Beside me, some school kid I saw stuffed some girly mags down into his jeans. The shop girl was watching, amazed. She asked me to call for the police. She screamed at his blushing young face, and he escaped into the streets. With eyes full of shame, for he knew that I knew, he slumped to the wall with a moan. I said, I know there's no name for what you go through, but how can you do it alone? Ooh, how can you do it alone? I need your help, so I can do it by myself. Do it alone, don't have to breathe down the phone.
I ain't got a clue about the things that you do, but how can you do it alone?
My girl sat in the shower and wasn't too keen on me sharing. She came out, well, after an hour. By that time, I was past caring. Some women, it seems, have a knack of attaining the stars in their dreams. They simply relax and lay back, while people like us scratch our